You can see this nice 3.5-inch 4:3 aspect screen. It's really nice. It's bright. That's one of the reasons that I liked these units, because the screen actually overperformed, and this continues. It's a really beautiful. It's easy to buy insurance and forget about it, but once you have a disaster, you might find lots of gaps. So do yourself a favor and get... We are farmers. Bum, 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 no, wait, I'm not the farmers commercial guy. I'm not as cool as J.K. Simmons. Go see Red. Anyways, today we're going to take a look at some R36S. So now on to the introduction. Go, Dead Fred. Hey guys, after nearly 18 months of being on the market, the R36X continues to be a popular choice of handheld among retro gamers. And it's no secret that Dead Fred here has an affinity for the color pink. Like with my unicorn here, my metal unicorn that has the pink buttons on the silver metal aluminum. I like pink things. And so I was excited to find out when not one, but two different R36Ss have recently released in a pink colorway. Today we're going to take a look and unbox and take a look at these and compare them and talk about the R36S in what is essentially almost 2025. And is it still a good value? Is it still the ultra budget king? Or are there better options out there now? Remember to hit that like button and subscribe so you never miss an episode of our content. But let's hop in and let's get some pink goodness going. Okay, so it's the Battle of the Pink. So first things first, there are a lot of clones out there. There are a lot of alternatives that use different names, but there's also R36Ss that are not quite 100% exactly the same. I know some of you out there may be more knowledgeable than me, so leave me a comment which of these two boxes you think is more authentic or closer to the original. Like I said in the opening, the R36S has been out for going on a year and a half, almost 2 years now. So there's a lot of iterations, but you can see mostly the information is the same. You have a different font here, but you still have the same eye protection goofy thing, 640/480. This one is listing out your specs right here. You have a picture of the unit on the front, and these look like the same unit. They look the same. R36S right here, it's in a little square with the unit. So there's a lot of similarities. It's here, it's there, they look the same. You move them to the side and you have the colorways. I think this is the more authentic original one because these are the original launch colors, and here are the expanded colors in this one for that. So I would say between the two, this box is the more authentic one, and this is the sort of offshoot newer one. Whether it's the exact same factory that's doing this or not, I have no idea. Maybe if you know something like that, leave me a comment and let me know. On the back, we've got a picture here which looks really similar but different. We have specs, and so here are the specs for you. It's the RK3326. It's running 1 gig of DDR3L RAM. It's a 3.5-inch 640 by 480 4:3 aspect ratio IPS laminated screen. It's got Wi-Fi capability. Now see, it doesn't tell you that. It makes it seem like it's built in, but it does have Wi-Fi capability with a dongle, and it does support with this CPU pretty well up through PS1. Anything above PS1 and Nintendo DS, anything above that like N64, Dreamcast, it's going to be shaky. It's going to be some of them PSP, hit or miss. This one says it is a handheld game console. This one is distributed a retro video game technology company, and this one doesn't say who it's distributed by. So again, going on the look of the colors here, I feel like this is the more authentic original one, but we don't have a name of a distributor on it, so not really sure for it. The other side here, again, really close, looking the same, as it just gives an overview of the buttons and everything on it. The reason that this has been a popular item is because it has, for the money, for the price, it has provided a somewhat surprisingly good quality build with minimal problems, open software, truly open software, supported by custom firmware like ArcOS and Gelos and now Rocknix, and that has, you know, led to people really enjoying this console. Let's unbox each one of these. And I don't remember which pink is pink, but let's get them both out of the box here and take a look as we continue our battle of which is the best pink. Are they the same as far as hardware? Should be. So here we have this nice colorway right here, which is sort of a Easter looking colorway. It reminds me of Easter, sort of pastel colors. And here is the alternate transparent pink. So there we are, deadheads. There they are, side by side. The two pinks. You have the matte Easter egg looking colorway with a little color touch there, a little Skittles color touch on the buttons, and just the plain white buttons with the black. They both are sporting these white buttons, and the material both feels good in both of them. Holding them both in the hands, I really feel like it's not much different between the two. On the back, we do have our labels, and again, we have this one with this font, and we have this one with that original font. But looking at it, I don't see or notice a whole lot of difference, guys. It seems to be very much the same hardware. The buttons and the D-pad feel very similar. The layout is the same. Now these buttons, they have a nice little texture there on that colored part. So I will say, I guess this has it too, but I guess probably because of the way that this was done, it's just a little more pronounced. But as you can see here, the buttons are connected. Buttons are connected, and same sticks. So yeah, on the side here, I guess I should do it this way. On the side here, we have pretty much the same volume with our card slot, and over here we have our power and reset with another card slot. So I mean, aside from the aesthetics of it, these are just about identical. I would say that these are both authentic R36Ss, but as we boot them both up, let's just see if they boot up at the same time or there's any difference or lag in them. So the one on the left booted up just a slightly or a lot quicker, but the one on the right is catching up. So it looks like they're pretty identical. Hey Deadheads, I hope you're enjoying the video. Sorry to interrupt, but I wanted to take a minute and talk to you about these really awesome cases that I've been collecting off of AliExpress. And these are the sort of stretchy silicone cases that go over devices, especially Anbernic devices like this RG Cube XX right here. It just slides on over it. You can see here, and you stretch it over it, and it gives it a nice protection, including some nice grips and this handy little thing right here to hold it. So it is really neat. They have them for a variety. I've got them on my 40XXV. I've got them on my 40XXH. And so I wanted to just show you guys and tell you how cool these are, because they're really awesome. They give some grip. They protect it. If you get a white unit, man, you're golden, because we know white units can yellow. Put this over it. It's going to protect it underneath for a long time. It's going to help with drops and protect it, and it's not bulky. So anyways, hit the links and look for the description where I've got this so you can pick one of these up for yourself. They come in a whole lot of different varieties. There's even some for the Miu handhelds, and I bet we'll see more in the future. So anyways, I want to thank our friends at AliExpress, as always, for sponsoring this channel and for providing some products to us for us to showcase. Back to the video. So now that we have them both booted up, and I'm running the same theme on them, and they're running the same version of ArcOS. You can see here that virtually there's no difference between the two of these. And I wanted to kind of just show this because there's so much confusion out there. There's so many different versions of these that just because you get a box that doesn't look like the box that originally shipped doesn't mean that you're not going to get a unit that is going to be what we all expect to be the true R36S that we've come to know and love. It comes down to whether the handheld itself is able to run the truly open source custom firmware, which gives it the ability to play these games on this beautiful 480p screen and gives you the power to go in and make adjustments and change things for that. This is what's really fun about this. What's really cool about having an open source system is that you can do things like that in order to maximize your enjoyment of the handheld. And so, Deadheads, this battle is ultimately coming down to aesthetics and preference. These are pretty much identical from a functionality standpoint. They're pretty much identical from a gameplay standpoint. The hardware is operating and playing identical. So it's the small things like the finish of this, which is a smooth plastic, versus this transparent, which has a little bit more of a slick feel to it. I'm a transparent guy, I'll be honest. And so I think that, you know, for me, I ultimately would choose the transparent pink over it because I just love that transparent seeing inside, peeking inside. I also like the more slick nature of this. It's not slick to the point to where you can't hold it or play it, but I just kind of prefer that between the two. I like that they tried to go with the colors here, the Skittle colors here, but I don't know, it's just not working for me overall. I think I just like the plain classic aesthetics of there with the gray. So in this battle for Dead Fred between the two of these, ultimately Dead Fred is picking the transparent pink on the left. That being said, they're both fantastic handhelds. I've enjoyed playing on both of them, as you can see in some of the footage that we've been showing here. And they sound identical. The speakers sound identical. Neither one sounds better than the other. They both feel solidly made and produced. I don't see any glaring errors on either one. So the factory's got the process down pretty good for these materials. And I am just glad that we're continuing to get tons and tons of different choices and different colorways as the R36 continues on its domination, as we look at the Pocket Boy here, on its domination of the ultra budget king. I don't know 5 years from now if we'll have something like this that is going to play perfect PS2, and we're going to call that the new budget king. But for the time being, for many people, this is still a fabulous handheld to start out with. It's not our recommended one. Our recommended one remains the Anbernic RG40XXV. That is still our recommended handheld for starting out. But if you want to save money and go a little cheaper and have a ton of color options, if you can locate the actual honest R36S, you're gonna be very happy, I think, or if you give this as a gift to someone. I'm gonna leave some links in the descriptions of where I picked these up, where I know they're authentic. But guys, anytime you order off AliExpress, even if it's a store that's been selling authentic, they may get shipped ones they believe is authentic and may not. So always use PayPal or a credit card so you can protect yourself and charge back, or choose to go to Amazon where the returns are simple and easy. So you guys let me know, which of these two do you like better? Or do you just like a whole different colorway altogether? Remember to love your hugged ones and hug your loved ones, because tomorrow's never promised. And this has been, again, a battle of the pink R36S's. They're both fantastic, but Dead Fred's going with the transparent one. We'll see you next time, Deadheads. Dead Fred out.